Let's try this. This is good to see these people stopping.
Except for you!
Oh my gosh. Even still.
Wow!
The people on the other side stopped, just like they did with your daughter. And that one person just kept going.
The Donald didn't make any official announcement, but listen to this. A lady in the crowd yelled, "Donald, you should be president." Here's his response: "Ma'am, very soon, you'll be very happy." They say that she was dragged to another barren area, kind of like this area right here. Look at this abandoned car, these abandoned shopping carts.
You're walking out the door with this guy. You guys are walking where?
We heard from police not that long ago that the young lady that died was in fact a juvenile, which means she was under 18 years old. This is one of the spots where the bullet actually hit the building. When he got to this intersection, police believed that he was trying to dodge another pedestrian, so he got into the travel lanes there, going against traffic. The funny thing is, I got out here and kids actually told me what was going on because many of them were playing on the street as they heard gunshots ring out.
This is kind of the handiwork that came from such a tough tragedy.
Yes, you know, it took, unfortunately, our daughter passing away for people to really realize that this area is a problem.
After months of mourning the loss of little Mia Decker, her mom, Michelle Terry, along with this close-knit North Las Vegas community, raised money to install these extra signs and these flashing lights, the hopes that the tragic accident that took Mia's life would never happen again.
All right, so let's try this.
All right.
This is good. This is good to see these people stopping, isn't it? Thank you guys.
Except for you!
Oh my gosh. Even still.
Wow!
What just happened, almost too emotional to bear. Mia's mother, her sister, and myself hit the newly designed crosswalk. We began crossing, and in the exact same lane and fashion as her little daughter got hit and killed, a truck sped past 3 other stopped cars. If we had been just feet ahead, we would have been hit.
Am I right? Isn't that the same lane where she ran? What we just saw was almost the exact scenario.
It was the same lane, yep. Yeah, and I've had this very, very often. This has happened over here to me.
Yeah,
and usually it's the same lane, and that's the part that scares me.
Yeah, because the people on the other side stopped, just like they did with your daughter, and that one person just kept going.
So while there could be anger, frustration, or even rage, instead, there was just this heart-clenching, somber sadness. Because on the day when Mia Decker's legacy was remembered with steps towards caution, front and center, we saw there is still much more work ahead.
You know, you've seen on the news constantly that somebody is getting hit, they're not dying, or sadly they're passing away, and those are things you never want to have to read about, because it makes you, as you know, as a parent that this has already happened to, you relive it all over again.
Oh my God.
You are looking at exclusive video you'll see only on News 3. Our camera is capturing the same chimp, CJ, who officers tranquilized and returned after it got loose earlier in the day. This time, the chimp grabbed and held on to an Inside Edition photographer. This taking place while we both talked with one of its caretakers. She was telling us that animals kept in captivity are dangerous.
They're cute. I can get her to do some tricks for you if you want, but she'll rip your face off just as soon as she can.
Oh my gosh.
Strangers, just understand one thing, please. With chimpanzees, strangers are enemies.
And there's more dramatic video, this time from a News 3 viewer's cell phone, as Metro officers shot and killed CJ's cage mate, Buddy.
No!
Officers, fearing both creatures on the loose, posed a public danger. Another caretaker who was there when this all went down described for us the raw emotion he had to endure. So I heard bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
You witnessed that. What went through your heart when you saw that?
Well, at that point, you know, I knew it was over. I just wasn't even thinking. I was just like, I was already bracing for it.
Lee Watkinson, who also took care of the 2 chimps, showed us how he believed the 2 got loose. This is like an example of the strength these animals have.
Yeah, it's a really heavy door, so they pulled this off and this loose.
Timmy DeRosa gave us this demonstration.
You're a strong guy, right? Could you please go in there? I am going to shut the door.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, just, this was locked.
Right.
Okay, this had a lock on it.
Right.
Can you get out?
It's pretty solid.
So when they were building this cage, I said, do not spare one single bit.
Yeah.
because I would never be able to sleep if I thought I killed my chimp.
Yet, on this traumatic day, one lost its life. DeRosa says this was a tragic and freak incident. The lesson that population control of exotic animals needs to be something we do not ignore.
There has to be a law that people stop breeding dangerous animals in captivity. Once they're bred, once they're sold, once they get older, then people have to save them. This isn't what we want to do our whole life.
Tonight, we have a follow-up to a story that you saw right here on News 3 last week.
News 3 has learned Clark County schools regularly spend millions of dollars paying teachers under investigation for acting improperly in the classroom. News 3's Paul Matadeen joins us live in the newsroom with the exclusive story. Paul, school leaders say the accountability system needs to be more efficient. What can you tell us?
Good evening, Jessica. That is what they say, but change could only happen if the teachers union agrees to it. The question here is some $2 million, an appropriate price to give teachers a fair review.
Just about a week ago, we met both of these families who say it was not administrators, but their kids who told them a substitute teacher had harassed them in class.
I saw him pull my friend around by the skin on the neck.
More than a week later, those parents got this letter saying the sub wouldn't teach at the school again. But they were still mad because they say the school's response took too long. So we asked CCSD why the delay.
Whenever you're being entrusted with a parent's most precious resource, their children, every minute is going to count. With that being said, we owe it to our employees to thoroughly investigate any situation.
So we asked even deeper questions and learned from CCSD that it's part of a teacher's contract negotiated by their union to bring in an arbitrator when something serious goes wrong.
And so even if something is incredibly egregious, we only have the power to recommend that they be dismissed.
Amanda Fulkerson with the district says there are usually 300 to 400 reviews going on at any given time. Many of the teachers out of the classroom, but still getting a paycheck through the process. It's one that school leaders say costs taxpayers millions.
It's safe to say that it's not the best use of our funds, and we are moving forward looking at better ways to hire and retain the talent that works with our students.
Ruben Murillo, who's the president of our local teachers union, points out teachers with criminal cases against them usually do not get paid as part of the negotiated rules. But for the hundreds of others,
everybody has a right to due process, to get a fair hearing to find out, is it true or is it not?
Murillo says many accusations turn out to be false, justifying the need for the type of arbitration. But we asked him if he was open to negotiating a more efficient system to save money.
We are willing to work with the district, and we have suggested to them ways to quicken the process without sacrificing due process.
What has been their response?
Well, we're waiting for it.